2015 was a very crucial year for the international community. Why? Because the Sustainable Development Goals were agreed by parties, but also because parties adopt the Climate Change Agreement. It's a universal agreement that recognizes the role of non-state actors, but also because Article 12 of the Paris Agreement recognizes the key role of education, training, and public awareness. This international agreement will enter into force when 55 countries accounting for the 55% of the global emissions will ratify. There is now a possibility that it will enter into force before the COP in Marrakesh if some parties more ratify. But why it is important? It is important because it is transforming, it is a long-term vision towards a more sustainable development. And how it could be done? First of all, parties adopt conclusions that will be adopted at the COP. This year the COP will take place in Marrakesh, in Morocco, from the 7th to the 18th of November. And parties will adopt this conclusion with recommendations about how to enhance the implementation of the Doha World Program. And there are some recommendations, for instance, to empower youth, women, and civil society to enhance the implementation. Also, there will be an education day here, an education day at the COP22 that will take place on the 14th of November, and a day dedicated to youth that will take place on the 10th of November. Also next year, the 5th dialogue on Article 6 of the Convention will be organized in Bonn, Germany, and the focus will be education, training, and public awareness. And here, there are some of the recommendations for the intermediate review. First of all, it's fundamental to strengthen international cooperation to scale up action. Secondly, we need establishing partnerships, as yesterday was highlighted by Kartikeya and other of the speakers. Partnership with relevant stakeholders to enhance the implementation. We need to promote public participation in the decision-making process, also improving the cooperation and the coordination among the Ministries of Environment and Ministries of Education, and empowering youth and other stakeholders to take action. Here, it is, I want to share with you how we are working with youth and how their voices will come to the international process about their activities. Then maybe you can help me.
We have 5 minutes for this. We finished in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes.
To you, world leaders, this is a childish wake-up call.
So we are here to give you the world's simplest lesson in climate change.
This is what will happen to a planet with too much CO2.
I am very touched by your decision to choose this message for your t-shirts. Because from the point of view, these three are not separate chapters. Because there is a very, very compelling mandate, but there's also an imperative. There's a moral imperative, there's a technical imperative, there's a financial imperative, there is a political imperative, and finally, there is a generational imperative here. And from your point of view, these three are not separate chapters, they do come together, and they come together now. Thank you for this very nice opening of Youth Day. I know we're going to be having many other activities today that I very much look forward to. Okay, your presence at the COP is important to remind us all, but it's also what you're doing at home, because that is where the rubber hits the ground. That is where you can really make a true difference. So thank you for both.
Children are the future, and it's for them and for their children that we are here and that we work 24 hours a day to try and secure an ambitious climate agreement here in Paris. And we are writing history.
so many communities are suffering. So many people are suffering. There are so many climate refugees around the planet that are seeing the worst of the effects, and it's only going to continue from there unless action is taken today. And now more than ever, we have the opportunity to take action. Because now is the time that our generation stands up to be leaders today. Let's create the right partnerships. Let's build the correct future that we want to pass on to, that we're proud of passing on to future generations. Thank you.
It is just a short part of the video of the Young and Future Generation Day that every year takes place as part of the COP. That we believe that young people can make a difference. But climate change is a global challenge, and we need to establish this partnership. I really want to thank CEE for organizing this conference. Why? Because this conference provides a space to exchange good practices and lessons learned, and you are the implementers. You are the ones that at local and national level are making a difference. Everyone last year, when we were working very hard to have the Paris Agreement, everyone said it will not be possible. But it was possible. And now the people think that now we have the Paris Agreement. Now the big challenge is to enhance the implementation at local and national level of the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Agreement. For that, I encourage you to continue working to make this transition together towards a better and sustainable development for all. Thank you very much.